Hiding in plain sight? The great tax shell game? The super rich love to tell us we're all in this together. But when it comes to paying taxes, well, that's a different story. While most Americans pay their fair share, the wealthiest use loopholes and shady tactics to dodge the taxman. This isn't just about bending the rules, it's about undermining our society. The ultra-rich hire armies of lawyers and accountants to exploit every loophole imaginable. This rigged system leaves ordinary Americans footing the bill, struggling to fund essential public services. The consequences are real crumbling schools, understaffed hospitals, and a widening gap between the haves and the have-nots. It's time to shine a light on the secretive world of tax evasion and demand a fairer system.
The Art of Owing Nothing Billionaires and the Borrowing Bonanza. In this chapter, we delve into the fascinating world of how the ultra-wealthy manage to live extravagantly without technically owning much. Here's a neat trick if you're a billionaire, a financial sleight of hand that allows you to maintain a lavish lifestyle. You can live like a king without ever really owning anything. This strategy is all about leveraging assets without liquidating them. Instead of selling assets and triggering capital gains taxes, billionaires borrow money against their vast holdings. This way, they avoid hefty tax bills. Imagine having $1 billion worth of stock, but living off a modest loan secured by those assets. This allows them to keep their investments intact. You get to enjoy your wealth without ever technically selling and incurring a taxable event. This method keeps their financial empire growing. Take Elon Musk, for example. Despite being one of the wealthiest individuals, Musk famously declared that he paid no federal income taxes in 2018. His approach is a textbook case of this strategy. How? By borrowing heavily against his Tesla stock, effectively living on credit while his net worth skyrocketed. This allows him to fund his lifestyle and ventures without selling his shares. Billionaires across industries exploit this strategy, using their assets as collateral for low-interest loans, all while avoiding the taxes that ordinary Americans pay. This financial maneuvering is a common practice among the elite. It's a system that allows the ultra-wealthy to live by a different set of rules, further exacerbating the growing wealth gap. This disparity continues to spark debates about economic fairness and tax reform.
Playing the market, beating the taxman, tax loss harvesting explained. Imagine selling losing stocks to offset profits from winning investments, thereby reducing your tax bill. That's the basic idea behind tax loss harvesting, a perfectly legal tactic employed by savvy investors. By strategically selling off assets that have decreased in value, investors can offset capital gains realized from the sale of profitable assets. This reduces their overall taxable income, resulting in a smaller tax liability. While this strategy is available to any investor, its benefits disproportionately favor the wealthy. High-income earners can leverage tax loss harvesting to significantly reduce their tax burdens. Tax loss harvesting highlights the inherent unfairness of a system that allows those with the means to game the system, minimizing their tax obligations while others struggle to keep up.
Sun, sand, and stashed cash. The allure of offshore accounts. Picture this: pristine beaches, turquoise waters, and secret bank accounts. Welcome to the world of offshore tax havens, where the ultra-wealthy stash their fortunes far from the prying eyes of tax authorities. These financial havens offer a cloak of anonymity for individuals and corporations seeking to shield their wealth from taxation. By setting up shell companies and complex financial structures, the wealthy can conceal their assets and income. Offshore accounts aren't just about avoiding taxes, they're about secrecy. The use of offshore accounts is a global problem, draining billions from national treasuries worldwide. Section 5. The Panama Papers. A leak that exposed a flood of secrets. In 2016, the world got a shocking glimpse into the secretive world of offshore finance with the Panama Papers, a massive leak of over 11.5 million documents from the Panamanian law firm Mossack Fonseca. This unprecedented leak exposed a vast network of more than 200,000 shell companies and trusts, implicating politicians, celebrities, and business tycoons in a complex web of tax avoidance and financial secrecy that spanned the globe. The Panama Papers revealed in stark detail how the ultra-wealthy used offshore entities to hide their assets, evade taxes, and launder money, often with the help of complicit financial institutions. The leak sparked global outrage and debate, highlighting the pervasive nature of tax avoidance and the urgent need for greater financial transparency and accountability in the financial system. The scandal led to numerous investigations and prosecutions worldwide, toppling governments and exposing the complicity of banks and financial institutions in facilitating large-scale tax evasion and financial crimes. The fight for tax justice requires a concerted and sustained effort to dismantle the systems that allow the rich and powerful to play by a different set of rules, ensuring a fairer and more transparent financial world for everyone. Section 6. The price we all pay. Tax evasion and the erosion of public services. Tax evasion isn't just a victimless financial crime, it's a direct assault on the common good. When the wealthy shirk their tax obligations, it's everyday Americans who feel the pinch. The billions lost to tax havens and avoidance schemes represent funds that could be used to strengthen our social safety net, improve public education, and invest in infrastructure. Instead, these resources are siphoned off to line the pockets of the already wealthy, further exacerbating inequality. The consequences are all around us: underfunded schools, crumbling roads, and a healthcare system that leaves millions struggling to afford basic care. We must demand a fairer system that prioritizes the needs of the many over the greed of the few. Section 7. Leveling the playing field. The case for a wealth tax. In today's society, the gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen, creating an urgent need for systemic change. The current tax system is broken, rigged in favor of the wealthy, and leaving ordinary Americans to pick up the tab. This imbalance has led to growing frustration and calls for reform from all corners of the nation. It's time for a bold solution: a wealth tax. This isn't just a fleeting idea, it's a necessary step to address the deep-rooted issues in our economic system. A wealth tax is exactly what it sounds like: a tax levied on the total value of an individual's assets, including stocks, bonds, real estate, and other holdings. This means that the wealthiest individuals, who often benefit the most from our economic system, will finally contribute proportionately. Unlike income taxes, which target earnings, a wealth tax focuses on accumulated wealth, ensuring that the ultra-wealthy contribute their fair share. This approach targets the root of economic disparity, addressing the concentration of wealth at the top. By taxing wealth directly, we can generate substantial revenue to fund essential public services, reduce inequality, and create a more just society. This revenue can be used to improve education, healthcare, and infrastructure, benefiting everyone. Critics may claim a wealth tax is un-American, but it's about restoring fairness and ensuring that everyone contributes their fair share. It's about upholding the values of equality and justice that our nation was founded upon. It's time to recognize that extreme wealth concentration poses a threat to our democracy and our economy, and a wealth tax is a crucial step toward creating a more equitable society. By implementing this tax, we can take a significant step toward a future where prosperity is shared by all, not just the few. Section 8. Closing the loopholes, cracking down on tax avoidance schemes. The current tax code is riddled with loopholes, exemptions, and deductions, creating a playground for the wealthy to minimize their tax obligations. One glaring example is the carried interest loophole, which allows hedge fund managers to classify their income as capital gains rather than ordinary income, resulting in a significantly lower tax rate. This loophole benefits a select few at the expense of the many, and closing it would generate billions in revenue while promoting fairness in the tax code. By closing these and other loopholes, we can create a simpler, fairer, and more efficient tax system that benefits all Americans. It's time to end the era of tax avoidance schemes and ensure that everyone, regardless of their income or wealth, contributes their fair share to the common good. Section 9. From Switzerland to the Cayman Islands, ending the offshore tax haven game. The use of offshore tax havens is a global scourge, draining trillions from national treasuries and undermining the integrity of the global financial system. We need stronger international cooperation and information sharing to crack down on tax evasion and money laundering. This includes requiring multinational corporations to report their profits and taxes paid in each country where they operate, preventing them from shifting profits to low-tax jurisdictions. Furthermore, we must impose sanctions on countries that facilitate tax evasion by providing secrecy and lax regulations. By increasing the cost of doing business in these havens, we can incentivize them to adopt more transparent and accountable financial practices. By working together, we can create a fairer and more just international financial system that benefits all nations and promotes sustainable development. Section 10. A fair share for all, building a more just and equitable tax system. The fight for tax justice is about more than just numbers. It's about fundamental fairness, shared responsibility, and the kind of society we want to live in. Building a more just and equitable tax system requires a multi-pronged approach. We need to close loopholes, crack down on tax havens, and implement policies like a wealth tax that ensure the ultra-wealthy contribute their fair share. But it's not just about raising revenue, it's about investing in our future. By fairly and adequately funding public services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure, we can create a more just and prosperous society for all. The fight for tax justice is a fight for a better future, and it's a fight we can win.